Moments when you're offered to spare an enemy. The way the world sees us. The way we...
Sass comes in all shapes and forms, and I don't mean Eleven's ever-changing hairstyles. Just look at the Kardashian sisters. Sometimes they'll use their words and other times they'll use their fists. Even Kanye West's ridiculous flexes don't measure up to their sass, and that guy was married to their ringleader. Of course, playful insults and hurtful bitch slaps aren't just limited to Botox-fueled celebrities. Deadpool is living proof of that.
That guy was already up there when I got here.
Though, honestly, I wouldn't mind if he got some surgery done on that raisin-looking face of his, to be honest. Either way, the latex-clad assassin never shies away from flexing his funny bone, so today I'm going to honor his traditions with my top 10 Deadpool flexes in the movies. Trigger warning, these entries will contain jokes that are actually funny, so Gen Z snowflakes, please step aside.
Why?
It's too far going.
Zip it! Thanos, we have a deal. You fucker.
When you mention the name Thanos, I'm sure there are lots of MCU characters who shit their pants, and one particular dude who'll remember a very embarrassing mistake. I'm looking at you, Pratt man. But yeah, Deadpool ain't afraid to call out Josh Brolin for who he really is as he takes on Cable in the only one of their non-violent encounters. Of course, the villain's got to provide some sort of exposition, but Wade's all about changing the form, so he simply refers to him as Thanos and tells him to zip it.
Zip it, Thanos.
Now that gem must have had him questioning his entire existence. It's kind of like Steve Rogers trying to flame on in an MCU movie. But yeah, if Deadpool were ever to meet the Mad Titan in real life, I think he'd probably refer to him as Purple Daddy or some shit like that. I mean, it does fit the brand, doesn't it?
You trusted me. I took that trust and turned it into a glory hole in an airport bathroom. I'm gonna wait out here, okay? It's a big house. It's funny that I only ever see two of you. It's almost like the studio couldn't afford another X-Man.
Considering the troubled relationship between Fox and the X-Men, their desire to maintain a cohesive franchise was probably as effective as Amber Heard's PR team. Now, you'd imagine that they wouldn't want to talk about how they screwed up such massive potential, but then Deadpool arrives in theaters and single-handedly gave them something to cheer about. Wade Wilson loves breaking the fourth wall more often than Elon Musk likes to tweet, and he definitely didn't shy away from a golden opportunity when he visited the X-Mansion in Deadpool. He's greeted by that Negasonic Warhead Kid and Colossus, and with no one else in sight, he calls out the studio for not having enough money to afford another X-Man. Yeah, we do get to see a room full of them later on, but that's only for like a second, so I'm not counting on it. For all we know, that could have been unused footage from previous movies, just like how No Way Home tricked us into thinking that Lizard and Sandman were actually there.
It's a big house. It's funny that I only ever see two of you. It's almost like the studio couldn't afford another X-Man.
The Avengers.
What the shit? That's the coolest name ever! Her. Fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls.
Anyway, it was a cool, self-aware joke that would later become even funnier when Disney actually paid big bucks to buy the franchise back from Fox along with the rest of the company. I was never good with math, but I do know a thing or two about breaking multiple fourth walls, and so does the kinky assassin. Honestly speaking, I gotta say the writer of this movie just had to be on some of that Rick and Morty shit. The dude starts off in standard Deadpool narration about Blind Al, but then he decides to spice things up by breaking the fourth wall within another fourth wall. As you'd expect, that's like 16 walls, and Wade obviously has to bring our attention to that hilarious detail.
16 walls.
The man might look as rotten as an expired papaya, but at least he knows how to be funny about it. I mean, could you even imagine how an Instagram influencer would react if their face turned into a freckly blob?
You look like an avocado. Had sex with an older, more disgusting avocado. Yeah. Not gently, like it was hate fucking.
You're so dark!
DJ not from the DC universe.
Speaking of fourth wall jokes, Deadpool really pushed the envelope in his prison battle with Cable. I mean, whenever these guys fight, it kind of feels more like a comedy fest rather than a blood-soaked duel. Now, Wade might be a funny guy,
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
but Cable's got all the toys, so you'd imagine him to dominate the fight, and he does exactly that. But Deadpool was never going to let him hog all the glory, because as per his philosophy, when the chips are down, crack a joke. So he decides to poke fun at his opponent by comparing his affiliation with the dark side to the DC universe. Bruh, first of all, I was surprised that even managed to get this approved, as it could have easily left some of the Warner executives feeling salty, and I don't mean the kind that Deadpool likes to shoot. But yeah, I guess this flex extends beyond the movie all the way to the very franchise that started it.
Deal.
But Cable, eesh, that guy's in a mood. A mood that is about to get significantly worse.
Deadpool's all about the sass, and sometimes he just lets his balls do the talking. Once again, Cable's the victim, and he finds himself on the receiving end of Wade's presumably rubberish testicles as he efficiently lands on his opponent's face while their vehicle crashes. Now, I don't know how Josh Brolin likes his tea, but I'm thinking he definitely won't ever consume the standard bag products after this. I'm actually curious as to how they even shot this scene in the first place. I mean, would Blake Lively be okay with another man knowing what her husband's private smell like? Maybe that's a family issue, they can deal with that.
That's a family issue.
Also, I'm sensing a little pattern here with the references to genitalia landing on faces. No, I'm not joking. Just go back to entry 9 if you don't believe me.
I ain't letting Cable get to him, even if I have to teabag him to death.
But it's really just a sip of tea at this point.
Zip it, Black Widow. I'm flowing.
Wow, nice suit. Zip it, Stanley.
Stan Lee is the undisputed GOAT. Argue with the wall, I don't care. But even legends aren't exempted from the wrath of the foul-mouthed ninja. It's actually kind of funny that this scene follows a Clark Kent change-up parody considering, you know, Stan's relationship with his rivals. Like, the man literally made fun of Superman in front of a live audience. It's not anything excessive, it's just Deadpool telling his creator to zip it as he tries to rescue a guy who's way beyond saving. It's short, sweet, and very well timed. I mean, there's an actual murder happening in the background, and here we are laughing at an oversized condom man making fun of a wannabe Hugh Hefner. Damn, I think I was a bit too savage there. It looks like I'm becoming what I'm creating. But yeah, Deadpool sure loves telling people to zip it, but considering his antics, you'd think he's the type who would want the zips to be open.
And Cherry Garcia ice cream. You gonna eat this? Don't answer now. Just rest. Oh, goddamn, that's beautiful.
You're welcome, Canada.
No one, and I mean no one, would have seen this one coming in the cinemas, even from a country mile. When you run out of victims to troll, I guess there's no one left to scandalize but your own self. Deadpool takes the multiverse of madness to new heights with this little quip, and man, it was a total stroke of genius. The man did what I'd wanted to do since 2009, kill the fake Deadpool and stop the Green Lantern from becoming a horrific reality. And of course, for good measure, he also kills baby Hitler and saved millions of lives in the process. Then again, some jobless Karen on the internet is always going to have a problem with that and come up with some bullshit excuse to justify the life of a Nazi. But hey, I ain't about the politics and neither is Deadpool. Good on you, Wade. You changed world history. If this isn't a flex, then I don't know what is.
I think we both know I don't have what it takes to do this, so I'm just gonna change your diaper real quick, and then I'm gonna come back with my friend Cable. He loves killing kids.
Fuck Wolverine.
The Wolverine and Deadpool love-hate relationship is something of an anomaly that had everyone on social media going crazy over the two hunks going at each other with some entertaining banter. I mean, technically Deadpool was the one who started the whole thing all the way back in X-Men Origins, and he carried forward that same sentiment by face-dropping Wolverine with that fake mask. So yeah, I guess you could say it's somewhat warranted. Now, Logan might be the king of getting away with F-bombs in PG-13 movies, but Wade doesn't have to worry about that because he's always been an R-rated icon. He makes full use of that license when he tries to kill himself in the opening to his sequel, and he manages to blurt out a very enthusiastic Wolverine just as he explodes. He also gives him the middle finger for good measure, but now that I think about it, Wade is bisexual, so that line could have had a whole other meaning altogether.
I know, right? Whose balls did I have to fondle to get my very own movie? I can't tell you, but it does rhyme with Pulverine.
Who are you? I'm Batman.
Hey, if you want to make fun of the DC universe, then you better do it right. And that means making fun of the Caped Crusader himself. The I'm Batman line has been parodied and reproduced endlessly, but none of them come close to Wade's immaculately timed response to a very basic question. It's a standard battle and Cable's obviously confused by the response, but I can't get over the fact that Ryan Reynolds managed to pull such a straight face while saying the line.
I'm vengeance.
I wonder how many takes this scene might have needed, but one thing's for sure, I definitely want to see a Deadpool-Batman hybrid now. Who knows, maybe Wade can force Bruce to come up with a way for them to have an illegitimate love child. Personally speaking, I'll take any Batman except Batfleck. That dude's got his own set of issues to deal with. And there you go. Those are my top 10 Deadpool flexes in the movies. Please like, share, and subscribe to keep up with all my latest videos, and head over to the description below for access to my Patreon, Discord, and socials. Until next time, I'll leave you with some friendly advice from the man himself.